this while it's on? 'Cause I think my camera on the TikTok live is not good. Give people a little bit time to join in. All right. What am I looking for? What am I doing with my life? If Jesus could just like give me a sign that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, that would really help. Is that better? It's so bright. Man, it's turned down. Washed out. Washed out and washed up. Or washed up and washed out? I don't know. I don't know. Cheryl, I don't know what I'm saying. I never really do. I don't know what I'm saying, and I never really do. God damn it. Cancel. What we talking about, man? Talking about practice. Talking about hoochie daddy shorts. Which I finally got my hoochie daddy shorts in. It's a good meme. I got 99 problems, but I'm about to find one more because odd numbers give me anxiety. That's good. It's quality meme. Allie B, what's up? Checking in on the chat now. I'm right, come chat. Here for the late night Capricorn freak out. Yeah. Wait till you hear this story too. I just love the internet. I really do. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that's on a delay.
Just got home from work, man.
There it is. I think that's the end of this.
I'm already embarrassing myself enough. I don't really think I need to.
Yeah, I can stop this whenever. All right. Wait. Does this restart here?
It's been 13 hours.
There. Okay. That's what I thought. Is this the restart? God, I wish I would have been paying attention when I recorded this.
Just got home from work, man.
Simi, what's up? Simi in the chat. Amber in the chat. Let's go. Missing husband. Oh, 01. Missing husband 01 is what we're going to name that file.
Since I got home.
Control Alt S. Control Alt S is the key you're looking for if you're saving something on Adobe Audition. What did I say we call it? Missing husband. Band. 02. Yeah, you might see a freak out, Jules. You might. Sammy, what are you doing? Selling? Do you still sell clothes? You do still sell clothing. I know that. You're a manager. That's kind of like belittling to say that you sell clothing. Aren't you like a regional manager or like a store manager? You're important. I know that. And not just to me. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead on that one. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Takes you way back. Do you have a master's degree? I just realized the other day that women with master's degrees really like making out with me. It's just like, and neither my sister or I can figure it out. Like, if you have got more than an undergraduate degree, all of a sudden I become very attractive, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I was probably wearing this Valvoline shirt when I was hitting on you. God, how many moons ago was that? You figure I was just a baby. Oh my God. Valvoline. So Valvoline would have been post fired at Midas. So I would have had to be 21, 22. I met you before I went to Iowa Western. That's like bang, bang, play. Damn. Or was I at Iowa? I couldn't have been at Iowa Western then. No, because I went Valvoline and then I went to Brake Masters, I think. And then I flunked out of Brake Masters. So that was all right. The Valvoline shirt. It's the first time it actually fits. I paired it up with the black A-frame shirt, because can you call them beaters anymore? I guess that's all they call them is beaters. But that's not what they're called. But it's like it's not popping to call them their actual name anymore, is it? Like, people still know that, right? It's like young people that don't know it. Or maybe they do. I'm wearing my Hoochie Daddy shorts. I finally put them on. I'll stand up in a second. Or you can see it on Instagram right now. What do we got here? What do we got? We got to I'm just kind of wore out today, man. Kind of wore out. Might be a short episode of the podcast, if I'm being honest. I don't know. The reach has gone down considerably on the live feed on TikTok. Like, I think I get the same reach on the other channels, the YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, but the TikTok reach has gone way down. Yep, there goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood. Where was that first said at? Oh, that's what we'll do. Yep, man, I guess we got a show after all. Here we go. 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 What's my weakness, man? Okay, then. Chilling. Minding my business. Your salter looked around and said I couldn't believe this. Some stare, a glare. My nurse, my witness. I'm mixing up some of those lines. What's up, Carrie? What's up, crazy cousin Carrie? There's your cousin Carrie joining Facebook Live / That's Just Nelson. Carefully branded. That's just Nelson.
That's just Nelson.
You did not finish college. Okay, well, there's exceptions to the rule. There's exceptions to the rule. I tell you what, there's a lot of things people can say about me as an ex, but you can't say I'm a bad kisser. You cannot. That is false. Categorically false. Great kisser. So much power right in this. Had to be. I didn't get to make out until I was 20. Yeah, sad. It was sad. I didn't know the touch of a woman until I was 20. There goes the neighborhood. You go liking that live. Oh, you like me. All right, what do we got? Gotta get the stories. More stories. Husband dipped. Copy. Third one. Not sure you remember. Bullshit. you're in my goddamn TikTok live 20 years later. You remember. Shit. No, Carrie, I will. I got a lot going on, man. Got a lot going on. Pander. Thank God you came in, though. Pander to my audience. I'm a panderer. uh, let's see. Show stories. Don't bury the lead. Don't you do it. It's possessive, no apostrophe. Always nice to catch a live Nelson. Listen to you since you were on 89.7. That does go back. It goes way back. What do we see? Google Glass. Because what was the first one that Google did? Yeah, it was Glass. Because I wish I could swear on the bottom. I mean, I could. But Wiz Tequila, are you still here? Where'd you go? You come back here. I haven't seen you in forever. I am missing words. At first, I thought it was just texting, but like I'm like not typing certain words sometimes, and it's scary. I think I might be like losing my freaking mind. It's apostrophe is no. It's apostrophe is it is. Yeah, right. No apostrophe possessive. Good night, Timmy. I missed that before. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got one more here, and then we're going to put this last little story in, and then we're going to fire up the Rodcast. Yeah. Mock. Yeah. It's possessive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer's Body, which was a movie with, what's her name? Megan Fox. Jennifer's Body did not get the love it deserved. It was actually a really good movie. Push, push. Last story. And what other audio do we need? Anything? We've been swinging, missing. Rainbow, yeah, dang, what? Well, I guess we have to listen to this.
North Carolina, North Carolina, Billy's baby has gotta go.
All right, give me this fucking story. Jesus Christ. So we got to put this story here then. Make that the last story. We'll put this in underneath it. Who give me them likes? Who be liking that live? I see you liking it. I see you liking and sharing and subscribing. You sillies. You little sillies. We need one more. Don't say wet dream. Jesus Christ. FYP. Damn, Julie, you're everywhere. Love that. Love that for me. Julie OG. OG supporter. OG 2-bar. Before we even knew what 2 bars were. Here we are. This used to be a radio show. All right, so we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Gotta go get a copy of my show sheet. Make a copy. Could do all this ahead of time, but why? 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 She ran away. And I wonder what she would say. My little runaway. Wrong keyboard. That's so record accurate. We're going to get kicked off the live. That's how good I sound. Show sheet 05. Double. 25. All right. What am I going to put here? Out. Fo. Thumb on. There's an S on that word there. Thank you. TT Boys. Panda Rita. The sound is very faint on YouTube. LOL. How's the sound then on Facebook? That makes me worry that the sound, if the sound's low on YouTube, then the sound might be low on Facebook. Let's go check it out. No. That sounds all right. At least on Facebook it does. Are you going to go? Okay, well, that sounds good. Now let me go check the YouTube. It'd be good if I checked in on any of my freaking equipment, I suppose. How many pages are there in this fucking thing? Me. Can I see me while I am me? Check. Talking into the microphone now. Come on. I don't know. That's weird. Pinker door. It's a better pick and can hear better on the TikTok. Really? Okay. That is not how I would assume that. There's going to be a change to the show. There's going to be a change to the show in terms of the broadcast starting next week. So right now, none of this really matters to any of you guys, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway because here we are. Right now, I run the podcast through a program called Riverside. Now, if you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, that's what you're getting it through, is the program called Riverside. TikTok runs its own deal. And I exited that creator thing that I was in because I didn't get any emails from anybody and I was getting no help and they didn't give me the thing that would connect it to Riverside anyway. So the one thing I don't like about Riverside is that the chat doesn't always sync up correctly. So like, especially when it comes to the Twitch feed. So like people will comment on Twitch and then I won't see it or I'll see it way delayed. I don't know why it would be low. It's not low on my phone, but here, where's my audio in? What audio am I receiving? Here we go. So we want to go sound settings. I don't want to blow you out. Input? Not input. Output. The fuck output's at 80, 88? I don't know. I mean, tell me if that gets better. I mean, tell me if that's a better level, I guess. Can I turn? I don't think I can turn it up any louder than that. Let me see about inside Riverside. So this is part of what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. I'm not necessarily happy with the way that this Riverside is doing the live broadcast. So I think what I'm going to do, and it's annoying because it's more stuff I have to build, but that's fine. I'm going to switch back to a program called OBS. It's what like video game streamers use primarily. It'll give me more control over the things you can see on screen and like some of the video effects that we can do. And like, I'll be able to very easily like showcase videos I'm talking about, or if there's like extra content I want to air that you can see just on the feed, you'll be able to see it there. I think I could probably set that up now on TikTok, but I want to get them all at the same time. And then I'll subscribe to you don't need to know this part, but it doesn't matter. I'm already talking about it. I'll then subscribe to another program that will let me send the feed out to everybody. So that way I'll have all the chat in one place and it'll be better. So when I receive a Facebook message, I have a heart attack. Oh yeah, because I don't have noises for messages. So has it gotten better? Is it louder? I turned up the only volume metric I know that I have. Speaker. Can I see more settings? It's just very like audio all. Here we go. No, not recording. All settings. Yeah, there you go. Jesus Christ. This does not affect the volume that gets recorded. That's all the way up. There's no echo cancellation. I don't think I can make it any louder. Unless I'm like right on top of it, I guess. Son of a. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We won't figure it out today, but we'll get it figured out. By the time I get OBS on, then it should be fine. Because I don't think I have any more out. Channels. Bluetooth. That's my in level. If your level is too low. Because that's not the Bluetooth. Oh, that's the Bluetooth channel anyway. I don't even want the Bluetooth channel. USB level. But I think that's just the return volume. I don't know. I should know more about audio production than I do. Not by much. I don't know. Then open sound settings. Speakers. Show me this. You're all the way up. Audio enhancements off. Spatial sound. God, I'm talking like you. I don't know. Sorry, I'll figure it out by Monday. How about that? I do think I'm going to do, I don't care if it is Memorial. I think we'll still have a Memorial broadcast because I'm in a rhythm and I don't want to get out of the rhythm. I believe in the rhythm of the night. And the morning light. It's not just your phone, Julie, because Jennifer's having the same issue over on Facebook. So that's Riverside. That's all of the audio that's going into there. When we switch to OBS, it'll be better. Just trust me. Just stick with me, kids. Daddy is going to lead y'all to the promised land. Okay. We're going to make it out of this thing. And we're going to turn this into a show that a bunch of people watch and a bunch of people interact with. And I'm going to be able to do this full time. And then that's only going to make me better. If you are already a fan of the shit that I'm doing, when I can do this as my job, this is only going to become infinitely better. I've got a bunch of other plans for like video content that I'm trying to do. I'm watching a lot of Gary V videos. Okay. Like I'm trying to manifest. We're trying to manifest. Okay. That's where we're at. Okay. And then. All right, here we go. Don't underline that. Underline it. I mean, delete underline it. All right. Here we go. What do we need? Shut that freaking window. Son of a bitch. Why'd you shut that window? Gold. Now it's all indigo. You want like a really like gut-wrenching emotional song? Go Google or listen to the song Indigo by Sam somebody. It's a duet. Now I'm all indigo. Don't turn that on. Don't turn that on. All right, so I think this is going to become the official peanut butter Nelly time.
It's time. It's time.
All right, so we need to make that what color? Blue, because it's a bed, right? Does that mean we got to move it to the beds? Yeah, because it's taking up space here. Blue, validate, rocket, pow, beds. This is supposed to be blue. All of these should be blue. Move this. That's the one we like. That's the awesome McNasty version. What else we need? We got the show sheet. We got all the items for the show. Do I have the Belichick audio? Oh, yeah, that's the Belichick audio here. Belichick. Spell, for Christ's sake. Belichick girlfriend. Belichick girlfriend. All right, I suppose that's it. I suppose it's time. Let's have a little sip of Deadpool here. Now I'm all indigo. Indigo, blue, all trash. Pink's the only color. Fuck that. Look into these blue eyes and tell me that. Look into these crystal clear Caribbean water eyes that I have. Okay? Tell me blue's not popping. You came here to talk CrossFit. None of this other bullshit. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to cover it. All right. Level checks. Everything's checking out. We're live. We're ready to go. This used to be a radio show presents That's Just Nelson, episode 14. I don't care. You get a show, and then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start.
And now,
it's Nelson time. It's Nelson time. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, if you want to know what's going on, it's Nelson time, yeah. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, yeah.
That's just Nelson.
Certainly is. At least that's what I've been told. Recording live, always. That's a Sunday through Thursday deal, the live recordings. And they happen across a litany of social media. And it's all real easy to sync up, and that is by just typing in the little @ symbol. And then that's just Nelson. Nelson. It's a great name, trust me. 402-302-1005. That's the phone number. Message data rates may apply. If you want to text that number, you can. You can call, leave a voicemail, whatever you want to do. And currently under construction. That's just Nelson.com. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. Getting there. God, did Memorial Day weekend sneak up on anybody else? Like, I totally checked out on the fact that it was a Memorial Day until, I don't know, yesterday or maybe it was today. The days kind of blurring together. When my father called and said, hey, you want to go golfing on Monday? I was like, yeah, I want to go golfing on Monday. He goes, cool. We got a 7:30 tee time. And I go, oh, 7:30. And then I go, oh, yeah, the kid's last day of school is tomorrow. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. And he goes, it's Memorial Day. I go, oh, yeah, I didn't even put that 2 and 2 together, Dad. So Memorial Day here, I can't be the only one that found this out late in life, but I wasn't today years old, but I wasn't that many years younger than I am now when I found out that Memorial Day was just for the fallen soldiers. Because when I was a kid, you know, the closest military member that I had in my family was, my grandfather served. He went to Korea. He built bridges in Korea, is what I was always told. But like my dad and his brother, they didn't go into the military. Dad was in the draft, obviously. So was my Uncle Dale. And listen, I haven't 100% figured out how this all worked because I've never really sat and talked with him about the way the draft worked. But he seemed to make it sound like his number was about to be called, or somehow he knew his number was called, but then they ended the war. So like right before my dad would have had to been drafted, then it was done. And so, yeah, on TikTok, That's Just Nelson on TikTok Live. The pink hair, not Curran, pink hair don't care, had to reschedule people to work a skeleton crew early in the week. So she was aware that it was Memorial Day. I didn't have any idea. Didn't have any freaking clue. And I'm not a big drinker anymore. Like, and I know that's not what it's about, but like, that's what you would do, right? Because you get that extra day and, talk about party time. But I want to get to that and a memory that I treasure, which I think there's rumor has it that there is still this beverage that is synonymous with Memorial Day to me. And we're going to get to that. But what I learned about Memorial Day was, like, I was talking with somebody about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go put flowers on Mom's grave. And they go, why? And I go, well, it's Memorial Day. They go, okay, does your mom serve in the military? I go, no, you go to people's graves on Memorial Day, right? You memorial them. And they go, dude, it's only about soldiers. And I go, here's what I know, man. When I was a kid, every Memorial Day, we would go up to the cemetery where my dad's mom was at. She wasn't a soldier. Okay. We would put flowers up there. So as a kid, I'm not thinking anything of it. That's the way I was led. The example I was led by. But I tell you what, when it comes to Memorial Day, oh my God, do I ever miss this? You want to talk about a product that was here and then disappeared? This was the greatest single beverage ever concocted. A big thank you to Philip checking in on TikTok. That's Just Nelson sharing the live. You can be a part of the live broadcast. Of course, you can listen to this anytime as you're streaming it from Spotify or Apple, okay? But if you want to be a part of an uncensored show, that's what the live broadcasts are. And then the podcast, I try not to say the F word. But this beverage, it was at a bar called the Anchor Inn. If you were never at the Anchor Inn, you're too young for it, or you just weren't around Omaha, it was on the water. It was on the Missouri. And before the Missouri did a huge flood and destroyed the riverfront, this was a staple of the area, the Anchor Inn. That's absolutely right, TikTok. The watermelons. It was watermelons at the Anchor, okay? And I know someone that claims to know that recipe. And I think I can get her to give it to me. This was the nectar of the gods. Now, the Anchor Inn was famous. I know someone still has it, but someone I know has the recipe, Julian on TikTok. They were it was a pink drink. It wasn't super sweet. It was sweet. I mean, it was a mixed beverage, but like when you went to the Anchor Inn, that's what you were going for. You could drink beer. It was this hodgepodge of people that would go to the Anchor, especially for Memorial Day. So you'd have to drive down this little one-lane road to get there. After you got off, you go downtown, then you would go towards the airport, and then as you're on Abbott, you would get, I think it was Abbott. It's been so long since I did it. You would go down Abbott, and then there would be like a one-lane road that you would go down into. Now, the Anchor could be approached from two different directions. You could do it from the water. If you had a boat, you could dock there. And then you had the front side of it, and there was just like bikers there all the time. It was a very big biker bar for some reason. Bikers were there. And then all the cars, all the drunk people and everything, right? And then you'd walk up there. There's the huge building itself, which is a bar. It's a giant bar. And then it's all back patio. So everything from the back of the big bar all the way out to the dock is this cement wonderland filled with people, and then a big ass stage. And the two times for sure that you would go to the Anchor Inn would be Memorial Day to start the summer and Labor Day to close it down. And it was blackout insane. Wild, says Julie back in the day. Pink drink, pink drink. She likes it. But man, I miss the Anchor Inn. The Anchor Inn was wild. The Anchor Inn was one of the I joke about this, okay? But I didn't know the touch of a woman until I was 20. All right? Like I got my first kiss when I was a kid, and then there was just nothing until 20. So the Anchor Inn was the first time I like made out with some chick I just met at the bar. Like, what? This was like, if you could go back and tell 16-year-old Josh, he's not even Nelson, you tell 16-year-old Nelly, dude, you're going to be at this wild random bar and then this hot chick is just going to make out with you. And I'm going, no, she won't. That's not happening. Oh my God. I didn't hook up with her. I made out with her. I made out with her at the bar and then at some campsite. And then I fumbled it. I could have slept with her probably, but I had no experience. Right. So I didn't know how to turn the corner. And eventually you're done making out with the chubby kid that you picked up because you sobered up. But it's enough that it sticks out in my mind. Right. She was a redhead. Oh, I thought I was the man. I was like, oh, my buddy saw it. I was like, look at that. I'm making out. And like, no one gets excited about making out after, I don't know, 19. I don't think. I mean, anyone I ever try to talk to about making out, they're like, okay, and then what? What do you mean in that one? I got a girl to kiss me. The first person that the first touch of a woman I knew, the girl I was dating, I guess the first girlfriend, right? It's so sad to say, just as you think back on it. But I remember I worked at Midas. I remember going into Midas the next day and then them like looking at me. I just had a smile from ear to ear. And so what do you think? What do you think happened to the kid? If he's walking in floating on air, right? So they're like, tell us about it. I'm like, oh my God, we put on some music. We were hanging out, we went to dinner, all this, and then we made out for like an hour. And they go, and? Dude, you're 20. So that's what you're floating on? Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. It's pretty quality. Pretty quality. Good times. The Anchor Inn, man. That was the spot. And I always remember we were so reckless. We were so freaking reckless. It would be me, and it was awesome. When I first moved out of my parents' house, I was 19. And I got I might have talked about the crappy apartment that I lived in. I did yesterday. It was the same apartment that I could have pulled a fire alarm in. If you missed yesterday's episode, I had an opportunity to pull a fire alarm. Only one time in my life have I had that. My 43 years, and I missed it. I fumbled it. I'm in this crappy little apartment, and I was working for a company called Oriental Trading Company, which was at the time a huge company in town. Like, I mean, I think it still is fairly large, but it was such a big deal that there was a standalone store. So OTC, Oriental Trading Company, is the magazine of just crap that you would buy for parties, or like teachers would shop there because you can get like tchotchkes and like headbands and dangly eyeball glasses and little pencil toppers and just anything you would want in like a grab bag, essentially, or in a party pack, or like you're throwing a 12-year-old's birthday party, so everybody or whatever, and you gotta stuff to give out. That was what this company was. And then they had a standalone store called Nobby's in town, which had all of that same stuff, but not in bulk, because that's what you would get at Oriental Trading Company. You get it in bulk. But then Nobby's, you could also buy, it was like the source for costumes in town. You know, and the internet kind of put a damper on that, right? Like all things. But a lot of people don't realize this, why it was called Nobby's, or that the two of them were affiliated. The family that owned Oriental Trading Company, I don't know if they still do, but the family that did own it were the Watanabes. Therein lies the name Nobby's. That's why they called the store Nobby's. Both owned by the same people. But when I worked there, one of my first like adult friends I made, my longest time friends, a girl named Jess, woman, I guess. I don't know. QAJ. That's because I'm horrible with remembering names. So QAJ is what I called her because she was Quality Assurance Jessica. And she was slumming it with us because we were all smoking cigarettes outside because we were cool. But then I would continue that friendship. I'm still friends with Jess. But Jess moved downtown. And she moved like 10 minutes away from the Anchor. And like a straight shot, it was like 2 turns you had to take from her place at like 20, I don't know, 20 something. Not quite coming. So north of Dodge. And like right between like 20th and 30th. Just that, you know what it was? It's just down the street from Cali Taco, and that's 33rd in California. So she must have lived on 33rd. And so we're driving. I had this Jeep, this Grand Cherokee, a 1996 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Simone the White Dragon, I called her. White exterior, black leather interior. Loved her. Loved that Jeep. But when it was time for the Anchor Inn, we would pile everybody inside it. Ramona checking in on TikTok. Thank God for Ramona. Thank God for everybody in Two Bars Nation. This used to be a radio show. TU number 2 BARS. 2 Bars. Thank you to all of you who are a part of this. But we would pack 10 people into that Jeep. I mean, there'd be 3 or 4 people in the cargo area, not to mention people sitting on people just to get there. Because, of course, like a freaking idiot, I'm the DD. I'm the D anyway. I mean, I am designated. I am the D, but we weren't making great decisions. Okay, let's put it that way. As I'm talking to you about how we went and had all the watermelons at the Anchor, but it's just that part of like the chaotic side of youth. Katie says there's a bar that still sells it. What's the bar though? Jennifer knows the melon drink. There's a biker bar near the Iowa border. I thought there was one. You know what? I thought there was one on like 48th north of 680. I heard that there was a bar on the way to Calhoun that you could get it in batch. But I don't know. Remember, you can watch this live and be a part of it and interact. If you don't get it on the phone, 402-302-1005, you can do it as we record this nightly on TikTok and on Facebook. That's where old Katie James is at. And John and Jennifer, they're all on Facebook. We got YouTube. We got anywhere you can find That's Just Nelson. That's where you're going to be able to find a live. Okay. We're spread. We're spread out. Trying to get one of them damn brand deals. You know what I mean? We got to build up the footprint. But the Anchor Inn, man, that was the time. That was living. I wouldn't go to the Anchor Inn right now for all the money in the world. Not a freaking chance. No way. There's no way you'd even get an Uber out of there. I'll see your Jerry's, Julie, and I'll raise your Rudy's. I feel like Rudy's is just a bigger version of Jerry's, and then it's covered in Christmas. Oh, Jerry's sells watermelons. Jerry's has the watermelon? Then Rudy's got to have the formula. Aren't they owned by the same person? The Raccoon Bar up in Calhoun. That's what Pink Cur Don't Cur Cat says. They have had versions of the watermelon drink at points. Oh, Forgot Store. Forgot Store. Okay, excuse me. It's in Ponca. So, as you're partying this weekend, don't pile 12 of your friends into your your 1996 Jeep Grand Cherokee with the black leather interior. Get the Uber. Okay, get the Lyft. I don't know. Are there safe ride home programs now? I feel like that Hotman O'Brien stays open all for the rest of time just because they sponsored that safe ride home at Christmas, starting 1,000 years ago. So today was a banner day for me because today is the day that I joined up in the obsession that a lot of people have that is known simply as CrossFit. Yes, I have joined officially CrossFit gym. I did my CrossFit workout. I did not a workout. What do they do? An evaluation. So it was a workout. Okay. I can't do anything upper body strength really. Like I can't do a push-up all the way and there's no pull-up happening. It was good to get in and like I hadn't worked with weights in a long time. So it was good to know that I still had my form. Okay. I can still kind of move things the way that I'm supposed to. I know it. I feel like I'm ahead of the curve in that regard because although I am overweight and I have been out of shape most of my life, there have been times where I have gone through workout periods, especially with people that know what they're doing. So like at one point, this is what upsets me is that I would get to a certain pinnacle and then I would just stop and then never go back to something. Like when I first got divorced, the preceding year after that, by summer of 21, I was the lightest I had been in 20 plus years. I got down to 298 pounds and change. 298 pounds. Having come from 407 pounds, I dropped all that weight. Then I ate my way back up to 427 at one point. It was the heaviest I've ever seen myself tip the scales. And then down and then back up and then down a little bit and then kind of back up, but not over 400 this time. For the first time that I didn't go back heavier. And now I'm down in the 320s again. But in workouts, there was a time where I could lift 2 plates. So it's 225. There was a time in my life where I could bench 225 and I could do a 425 pound deadlift. Now, I don't know how that stacks up against other dudes. I don't think 425 is impressive, but I think it's better than the average man can do. Not everybody's just walking up and doing 425, but I seem to remember struggling at it, and I'm pretty strong when it comes to my legs, so I think I can be, like, happy in saying I could do that at one point, but not now. It'd be easier for me to get to a 425 pound deadlift than it would be for me to get to a 2-plate push, what do you call it? Bench press. But I got into the onboarding. And so the way they do it at this gym is the first month I have to essentially buy 3 personal training sessions. So it's a little more expensive the first month. The first month I have to buy the 3 personal training sessions. It's the Fit Farm in Omaha. I don't care about telling them now. They're not giving me any freaking discounts for this, so it doesn't matter. But it's the Fit Farm. And so you buy 3 personal training sessions, which is their onboarding. But then for the month, I get access to the gym for the whole time. And then after that month, I decide, do I want the 3-day-a-week pass or do I want the every-day-a-week pass? And the difference is $20. So that's why I was saying to the trainer today, Addie, she was so funny. And so I was like, Addie, I mean, I've been in marketing for 20 years. I get it. So it's obviously, why would you buy the 3-day pass? It's $20. And it's not like it's $20 a month and then it's $40 a month for every day. We're talking almost $200 freaking dollars here, right? For the full week access or 3 days a week. So I can have 3 or 7 days. And the difference for 4 more days is $20. I mean, obviously you're going to get the unlimited at that point. So I'm excited about it. And then I was feeling a little frisky. So when I came home, I finally did it. I was a little worried when I talked about it the other day because I didn't like necessarily the fit, but I finally found an outfit that I liked and I put on my...
It's Hoochie Daddy season. Hoes go from breathing to wheezing. You know these shorts don't need to touch my knees, man.
It's kind of hard to see on the cam because I got to stand like back. Stand back here. My Hoochie Daddy shorts. I got my Hoochie Daddies on. Soup Kula, I already tagged him in the post on Instagram. And so what I was trying to figure out what to do with the fit. What am I gonna pair my Hoochie Daddy shorts with? And so I went with, and I don't know if you call it this anymore, but I think maybe you do. It's the shirt used to be called a wife beater. And then people would just say it fast enough so you didn't think about the fact that it was about a redneck guy who was slapping a woman around. But now they've gone back to calling them beaters. They just don't call them wife beaters anymore. But like that's where the beater part comes from. So I don't know which one's the right one to do. But I have been inundated for like 2 years now on TikTok and that damn TikTok shop to get myself the Echo beater. Like the Echo beaters, all you hear about on TikTok Shop. You got to get it, man, and make sure you get it a size up because it's super tight. So I guess the idea is it's a wife beater and it's a compression wife beater. So it's I don't know why no one has done this. I've said it enough on enough open broadcast channels that someone with actual marketing knowledge and the ability to patent something should have by now. But I don't know why there isn't a line of male underclothing that is super tight called Manx. I mean, it's just laying out there. There's nothing called Manx. The LBV checking in on Facebook. Little Big Voice, what that stands for. I sold her my Buick. This is a great crime. This was a great crime of life. Okay. I met her. Well, I guess I was in college. She was in college. Someone was in college. Okay. We must have both been in college because I feel like I sold you the thing at UNL. But I sold her my Buick Century. And I thought she was into my buddy Dennis the whole time. And then years later, I find out, she goes, I bought your Buick. I just wanted to make out with you. I go, why didn't someone say something? You didn't have to buy a Buick from me to kiss me. I would have bought you a Buick. So I ordered one of those Echo beaters because this is not, I don't think it's tight enough to go with my Hoochie Daddy shorts. And it is.
Hoochie Daddy season.
Right? So we've got to be ready. And then I paired it with a shirt that I haven't worn in a long time. And I realize now it's got a tear in the armpit, so I have to fix it. But if there's one thing that I know, okay, that's if I work at your business and it has a uniform, okay, I will steal one of those uniforms for sure. I'm going to steal it, especially in this shirt's case. It did not have it, but it's from when I worked at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. And this is one of the shirts that didn't even really fit back then. I don't think it fit pretty tight. It doesn't fit now, certainly. I think maybe it's a 2X. Maybe it's a 2X, but it's that mechanic shirt, right? But it's got the Valvoline Instant Oil Change patch on it. But it never said Nelson. It never had my name on it. So that's the only thing it's missing. But I put that on top of the Hoochie Daddies. Because the Hoochie, I think I got the wrong color. Everybody's made fun of me because I got these like teal, like off teal. That's like not quite green, not quite teal. Doesn't know what it wants to be shorts. And they're like, why'd you go with that color? I don't know. They're like, are you trying to say something? And I said, no. No, I just want my Hoochie Daddy shorts because it's Hoochie Daddy season, right?
It's Hoochie Daddy season.
Exactly. It's Hoochie Daddy season. And so I'm celebrating. I'm living it up. Did you see, like, have you ever been ghosted? This woman, she was next level ghosted. She was like, I don't know, poltergeisted or something. Wait till you find out what this woman did. And then how I misread one of the comments. I realized I was reading it in the wrong font. Like a classic man. Get into that. Don't bury the lead before the show is over. You know what it is.
That's just Nelson.
It's time. It's time. Peanut butter Nelly time. Peanut butter Nelly time.
It certainly is.
Come on, let's go.
That's Just Nelson. At That's Just Nelson on any social media. 402-302-1005. That's the number into the show. Message and data rates may apply if you want to text that number and put that on the text machine. That was way louder than it needed to be. It's far louder than it needed to be. This woman came up on my my TikTok feed the other day, and I meant to I meant to talk about her earlier in the week, but just a case of cluelessness, I think, in the very beginning. Probably dumbfounded, okay? But this woman posts on TikTok this.
Just got home from work. My husband's gone. He's gone. His ring's here. He's gone. His toothbrush is gone. He's gone.
His family doesn't, she goes on to say that his family doesn't know where he's at. No one knows where he's at. She doesn't know what could have possibly happened to her husband.
Just got home from work. My husband's gone. He's gone. His ring's here. He's gone.
His ring's here.
His toothbrush is gone.
His toothbrush is gone.
He's gone.
He didn't get kidnapped. But she went on to file a missing persons report. Because she's like, in Georgia, you don't have to wait to do it. And I immediately went down and I filed a missing persons report on him. And I'm so worried. What am I going to do? What could I ever do? And where is he? Has something happened to my husband? And of course, everyone goes, honey, let us hold your hand very briefly. The family doesn't know where he's at. At first, it was immediate concern, right? Some of the early comments are like, oh my God, I bet his family's in a panic. And then the people started to kind of like put pieces together. And they're like, are you sure his family doesn't know? I don't know. I bet his family probably knows. You know what I mean? I think they might be in on it. And so very quickly that blows up for her. And 13 hours later, we get this. Ooh, a goat from Julie on TikTok. Shout out Julie with the goat. Julie the goat, dropping a goat on us. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. This is 13 hours later in this woman's life.
It's been 13 hours since I got home and discovered that my husband left me because he left while I was gone and took his belongings. I'm finally going to get that coffee. I made a therapy appointment. I have therapy in 3 hours. He has none of my banking stuff. He took my card to the police station, gave it to them.
Listen, this is how bad this man wants out. He took the card. He had her debit card, took it to the police station.
And said, I don't want anything to do with her. I'm not missing anymore. Take me off the list. And for everybody saying like,
she's like, why aren't you crying? She goes, well, I'm not going to post myself crying every time, dude. It's like, trust me, I've been doing plenty of crying. And like, she goes on to say he left his dog, left the dog. And I don't know what slant I was coming from. I don't know where my head was at, but I read this first comment here and I was like, oh yeah, she must be super crazy. Liz says, he left his dog. He left his dog. That's all I need to know. And when I read that, I was like, Liz is calling that woman crazy because that guy wanted to get out so bad he abandoned his dog. That's how scared he was of this woman. He wanted to be free of her. He left the dang dog. That is not how the women in that comment section read that. That is not at all. I was not in tune with the female mind in that moment for sure. There's been a lot of times I've been out of sync with y'all, and might be like the top of it. Because I was certain that she was like, this woman is crazy. And then everything else is rah, 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 right? Like block his family because they knew about him leaving. Wow, you already booked your therapy. Good for you. This is one of my favorite comments. Wow, therapy booked already? Good for you. I usually wait about 14 years after any incident and then decide I should probably go to therapy. But then there was he left his dog, right? He left his dog. And it wasn't, I mean, I got 10, 15, 20 comments deep from he left his dog. In my head, I'm like, why is no one else picking up on what me and Liz picked up on, which this woman is freaking crazy. Obviously, this guy escaped something, right? He was about to be trapped. And then I saw the comment about not all the men in here rushing to trash her. It was some comment essentially that said, if you're a man and you read any of these comments in your favor, you are absolutely wrong. I was sure I was sure that that woman was on my side. Change the passwords, change the bank cards. This man went to a police station, said, "This is me. I'm not missing. Here's this woman's debit card. Don't tell her where I am." I don't know, man. I still think it might be on her. And I get it. It's not a great look for me. It's definitely supporting the patriarchy or whatever it is. But to me, that reads that I'm the problem, right? No, you're the problem. Because if he was evil, and like part of the video, she goes on to say like, "Oh, he just moved me out here," which immediately on its face. Thanks for the heart me, Ramona. You joined the team on TikTok. Other than like, I don't know. Just that guy wanted out. That guy wanted gone. If he was malicious in the moving her out there, I guess what I was thinking was it was like the vibe immediately says, what do the kids say? It's giving abusive, right? Because that's what abusers do. They separate you from your family. They pull you away. They make you move across the country, have you stop talking to your friends. They isolate you, right? And maybe it is. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe it was like a narcissistic abandonment kind of thing. But if he was malicious, I don't think he would have returned the card. I think if it was malicious and he was doing it to mess with her, I don't think he would have reported himself not missing. I think he would have let it go on because you could kind of dodge that for a couple more days. You could skirt law enforcement because they're not like they're canvassing the place for him. Yeah, Julie says that. Definitely her. She's the problem. Next level ghosting. That's what I mean, man. She got poltergeisted. Like she got haunted. She got a whole cabin in the woods because that dude, it was like a reversed Gone Girl. It's a Gone guy. He went Gone guy on her. I need your help. I need to get a message out. I need to get a message out to Reese Witherspoon. Okay? I think she owes me. I'm gonna need your help to get a hold of her. I know somebody in this deep audience I have here has got to know Reese Witherspoon on a personal level. Get into that. And something that is happening for the first time possibly ever. I say possibly because it might not happen. We'll see. We'll unpack that next.
You're listening to That's Just Nelson.
Okay.
Nelson.
That's Just Nelson.
So, Nelson. That's just Nelson. That's just Nelson. That's just Nelson on all social media. That's where you can watch the show live as it's recorded at nighttime. Drop some gifts in. We'll give you the shout outs. Subscribe, like, comment. And then if you're listening to this now and you're on Spotify or Apple, maybe a 5-star review. Maybe a 5-star review. Maybe you're going to join the chat with Kat and down some Trulies while you're watching the show. That's why we do it at night, because the kids are in bed. Not that everybody has kids that you need to worry about them being in bed anymore. But for me, I got kids I need to worry about being in bed, because I was on another person's podcast earlier today. They were recording their show, and I had put my little boy into the shower. I said, "Roman, go get in the shower." And then I caught over my shoulder. Thank God he was wrapped in a towel. There he comes out, dripping, naked, but luckily covered in a towel. So if I'm going to do this thing live on the internet, TikTok will shut you down when it sees a kid's face. TikTok is not effing around. Facebook is right there along with it. But as it were, the little naked man ran out. So I like to do this at nighttime. Okay. I like to get this out. And then that's just when the recording is, because a podcast is anytime. So if you're subscribing to this on Spotify or Apple, then it doesn't matter when you listen to it. It might not even be the same week that it aired, right? Especially as we grow this thing, you would hope that new fans of the show would go back and want to consume the old stuff. I don't know. It's not all like date and time stuff. I try to make it, I try to spread it out. There's some topical stuff that's in the moment, but there's also like a lot of what they call evergreen material. Like this one here. I had until I graciously finally put this thing to bed. I had a nearly 20-year feud with Reese Witherspoon. Okay. Reese and I've been beefing for a long time. So much so that I didn't want to give her credit for how illustrious a career she has had. Okay. But the thing about it was she wronged me. Okay. She personally wronged me. You say, Nelson, how did Reese Witherspoon personally wrong you? I'll tell you. She filmed a movie at my high school. Yeah. The movie Election was filmed at my high school. So while I was I wasn't a freshman because the youngest you could be at my high school was a sophomore. Because at the time, the way that the Papillion La Vista School District had done it, you had K through 6 in the elementary, and then you had 7, 8, 9 in the junior highs. So you got to be like king of the school 3 times because you were a 6th grader and then you were a 9th grader. And when you were a 9th grader, you crapped on the 7th graders. You called them sevies. That's what we call them. And you got to be a senior. Well, I didn't get to be in election because I was only 15 and they were only taking extras who were 16 and older. So a lot of sophomores got hosed on being in election. And so it was a movie by a filmmaker from Nebraska. And so because of his ties to Nebraska and being from here, Alexander Payne has made a lot of movies in Nebraska. There's what's About Schmidt. There's a very famous hot tub scene in About Schmidt, which is a movie that was filmed with Kathy Bates and Jack Nicholson. I think Kathy Bates' lady bits are like floating up in her 2 flotation devices are up on the top of the water there. But they did some of that in Nebraska. They say for the first time ever, Alexander Payne is considering a sequel, the first sequel of his career, and it would be to the acclaimed comedy Election. Will it happen? I don't know. If it does, Reese Witherspoon owes me, I don't need an apology, but she needs to come on my podcast so at least we can fully bury the hatchet. But you say, Nelson, you still haven't told us. What the hell did Reese Witherspoon do to you? She was a jerk. That's it. She was a jerk and I was a baby. So Reese Witherspoon was walking around the school and I ran into her. They were filming the movie while school is happening. 2 celebrity interactions I had during this movie filming. Both of them, I came out looking like an ass. So the first one, it's Reese Witherspoon. She's in the hallways. I'm trying to get to class, right? She's dressed like a student. She's a student in the movie. Like there are people, I can watch the movie and I can pick out people. I know that guy. I know bald student 1 in English class. You know what I mean? But Reese Witherspoon was walking through the hallways. I bumped into her. I didn't mean to. It was a big thing. And I turn and I look at her and I go to apologize. For one, I know it's Reese Witherspoon as soon as I look at her because I've seen, like, Reese Witherspoon's been famous for a while, even at this point. I'm like, this is the chick from the movie. It's Reese Witherspoon. And I went to say sorry and immediately was like, don't touch me. I go, don't touch you. I'm as big as a freaking house and you're dressed like a student. It's not like you had a big crew around you and you had like protection. Get some protection in the hallway. Ooh, Jules with the hat, the cowboy hat threw me off. I was looking at the old TikTok feed. Yeehaw, baby. But man, I was mad. And for a long time, I carried that. I carried that right here on my chest and on my shoulders. And so if you know Reese Witherspoon personally, or Reese, if you're watching right now, let's put this thing to bed because I like a lot of your programs. I'm big into the morning show right now. Julie says, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing here. It's all right. We're having fun. You know, this I didn't know. So I was going back and forth with my buddy Johnny, and Johnny was the one who's given us some of the beautiful things like peanut butter Nelly time. And the reason why, I didn't even know this, the reason why my school was even considered and not an OPS school, which is Omaha Public Schools, is because OPS said no school in the system would allow the film to be filmed because they already knew there was going to be a lesbian kissing scene in the movie. Now, I haven't vetted that, but Johnny's never lied to me about any other stuff like that before. That's crazy. Then it also made a star out of a Millard student, a guy named Chris Klein, who, like, where did Chris Klein go? Where the heck is Chris Klein at? Because he was a hit for a minute. And then Chris Klein leaves Election and he goes to American Pie and he's in that franchise the whole time. And then he tried to turn big, and I liked the Rollerball remake that he did. It was an old James Caan movie. I think it's Rollerball. I think it was called Rollerball. And it's like roller derby, but on steroids. It's like roller derby meets The Running Man. And it was a remake. And I don't know. I think he got crapped on that one. I thought it was a really good movie. Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise were also considered for the role of Mr. McAllister. And that ended up going to, it's right here, Matthew. What the heck is his name? Ferris Bueller. Broderick. Matthew Broderick. And like a total douchebag, I saw Matthew Broderick leaving school, and he was exiting through he wasn't the douchebag, by the way, I was. He was leaving the school, and it was through the back exit of the school was through the cafeteria. So there he is. He's in makeup, like his eyes swollen shut, and he's dressed like a teacher, and I ran up to him. And all I could come up with was, do you still talk to the monkey from War Games? Are you freaking kidding me? Shut up, Nelson. Just shut up. No. Bad Nelson. Do not ask Matthew Broderick if he still talks to the monkey from War Games. Christ on a crutch, they say. I don't know who they are, but they do. They say it. Trust me. I won't lead you astray. Don't bear the lead. That's next.
That's just Nelson.
Kill it. Kill it.
Hold up, homie. Stop right there. Don't bury the lead. What you trying to do? Don't bury the lead. Just stop.
On Survivor 48, contestant Camellia blamed her cramps in the finale on bad water well etiquette, which, as we all know, is Survivor code for someone crapped near the well. Fiji flavor. The NFL's debate over the Eagles' tush-push play got so heated, one owner called it, quote, this is a real quote, a wet dream for a teenage boy. Let that soak in. Just like a teenage boy's wet dream, it ended with everyone uncomfortable, a big old mess to clean up. Google aims to avoid past mistakes as it brings its AI Gemini to your face in something they're calling a glass redo, which is denoting a new version of their Google Glass. Because nothing says we think you're stupid more than launching the exact same thing that you hated before with the same frickin' name and knowing you're going to eat it up. Sign me up. I want the redo. Lastly, Bill Belichick has set the internet ablaze with wedding bell rumors as he has changed the name of his boat from 8 rings to 1 plus 8 rings. Because when I think of love, I think of algebra. Next up, honeymooning on the SS quadratic equation. Also, 1 plus 8 is the amount of times he's actually smiled in public. His girlfriend recently being delivered a blow yet again.
North Carolina, North Carolina, Billy's baby has gotta go.
His 24-year-old girlfriend fell short yet again in the Miss Maine beauty pageant, placing 3rd last Sunday. She was sad. She came in 2nd last year. And you know what? I think that about does it for podcast. You find the show online as we record Sunday through Thursday night, live, just after 9 o'clock. That's Just Nelson on any of those social medias. 402-302-1005. That's the number for the show. You can get on the text machine if that's what you're looking to. Message and data rates may apply on that one. Got to tell you that one legally. We're not much of a business, but we a business, baby. And the as yet completed, that's justnelson.com. Next week, I'm sure it'll be done next week. Of course, Apple and Spotify is where the podcast itself lives. Make sure you're commenting on the episodes. Share these episodes with people, please. You got to push this thing out. I will be eternally grateful. This is that part of the show where I remind you, listen, man, you got to be taking your pills. They're working. And it's okay. You can't do it on your own. Don't worry about it. Better living through pharmacology. Take the pills. Keep doing well. Grab the Uber this weekend. The Lyft. Walk. If you're going to go doing a little bit of partying, because, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend, but just any weekend. Make sure you take care of yourself. You be well, and I will see you, talk to you at least, Sunday night.
That's Just Nelson, a This Used to Be a Radio Show presentation.
I'm Penny Nelson.
My name is Rowan Nelson.
Thank you for listening to this show.
Thanks for listening to the show.
Have a good day and have an awesome day.
I love you too.
Yes, question to Flum before I shut the broadcast down. You have the floor, the Flum floor. All right, kill that. Can I ask a question? Yes. We will allow the Flum floor, and then it'll be time to pack this son gun up because Daddy is tired. You knew Chris Klein in high school? See, these comments, they don't filter down fast enough. I don't like the way it looks on this thumb. I use this thumb too much. This is my dominant hand. And this is a fitness ring. I don't know if you can see that. So I think this is an ugly ring, and I like all of the rest of these rings. Where did my gold ring go? Have I not had my gold ring on this whole time? Am I losing my goddamn mind? Where did my gold ring go? You counted incorrect. Oh, so you're saying the thumb, you didn't see I had this thumb, did you? Hold on. The gold ring's the star of the damn show. Oh. That was close, ladies and germs. Yeah, so I'll walk you through it real quick. You just wanted to see my hoochie daddy shorts, Flum. So I don't wear the ring that initially started it all. When I was a young boy, my father. No, I'm not going to do that to you. When I was growing up, my mother always told me that there was this cat's eye ring of my father's that was in the safety deposit box, and it would be mine. One day it will be mine. And then my mom died when I was 26. And I'm like, when am I going to get this fucking cat's eye ring? The lightning bolt, Julie. Thank you. Let him cook. I didn't even see these. A dolphin? Let him cook? Julie, I can't keep up, Julie. So I had this cat's eye ring, and it was too small even when I got it. So I finally said to my dad, I go, Dad, can I have this cat's eye ring? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, Mom said that there's a cat's eye ring of yours that's supposed to be mine. And now with the staring down the barrel of mortality of Mom, and my dad's healthier than I am, I go, I don't want to wait for you to die to get my freaking ring. I want it now. He goes, yeah, okay. So I had to have gold added to it so that it would fit and it would become a pinky ring of mine. So that was my first ring that wasn't my wedding ring. Because at that point, then I had already had, let me think about that. I must not have gotten the cat's eye ring until I was married, because it was the second ring I got. So it wasn't even right away. I must have just thought about it one day, because I must have not got the cat's eye ring until I was in my 30s. I was at Froggy. So I got the cat's eye ring, and I started wearing it as a pinky ring on this hand. It was on this hand because then I had the wedding ring on this hand, and then everything was good, right? Well, then my grandfather died in 2018. And so when we were going through his stuff, there was this ring. And I was helping my dad sell off all the stuff that they didn't want and everything. And I go, well, can I have this ring? They're like, well, yeah, I guess. Get it appraised with all the rest of the jewelry that they were selling off. And what I found out about it is this is real gold, but it's a lab-grown ruby. And so I call this one the star of the show. This is my favorite ring. And if this was a real ruby, like pull it out of a mountain ruby, it'd be a $10,000 gem. As it stands, the market value of the ring is like, I don't know, like $500. Actually, it's closer to a fucking $800 ring now, because I just put $300 of fucking gold into it because the band snapped. So it was super thin. And I was like, they call it shanking. I go, you gotta shank it. The cat's eye. So you've seen the cat's eye. Yes, that was my father's ring. I still have the ring. Way more than that. All rubies are heat treated now. Yeah, and that's how I realized, I guess that's how I was told that it was lab grown, is because it's a perfect ruby. So like, there's no flaws in it. So then from that point, it just snowballed. I got, the rest of these were like super cheap. No, I guess not super cheap. Some of them are kind of pricey. So like that guy, I want to replace the end signet with a nicer one, but this is like a $20 Amazon ring. And like that guy's a cheapy ring. This ring actually was a boon. I went into the jewelry store, Michael Tish Jewelers in Lincoln, that I go to. That's my jeweler. Okay. And I was like, hey, if you guys ever get any like oversized rings, because like my pinkies are 12 and a half. Those are size 12 and a half rings. These guys have got black tape on them because I ordered 13s and I didn't realize I was 12 and a half. Because my cat's eye would get smushed. Like it wouldn't keep itself round. And so then it ended up being smaller than it was. So I go, hey, if you guys get any rings in that are giant rings, this is a size 16, I think, or 15 anyway, let me know and I'll come buy them. Because I know that a lot of them are special order. Well, Jules, then we need to talk. Because I love rings and I want more. I want more. Yeah. So I bought this ring. Well, then it cracked. It's the craziest thing. They go, hey, we had somebody special order this and then they didn't pick it up. So you can have it for $100. I go, okay, done, sold, give it to me. It's a hefty ring. It's a heavy side to it, but you can't see it in the cam, but it has a thin crack all the way around it or all the way through it. But still the material is not like you can pull it apart. So I go, can we warranty this? They're like, yeah, whatever. We'll get it sent back. They'll take it right back, and then they'll whatever. Maybe have to pay the shipping. I go, I don't care. I want my ring back. Well, I go back to the store, and they go, all right, here's your new ring. Here's your new ring. They sent the old one back. Do you want it? I go, yeah. And at that point, I hadn't worn any rings on my thumbs. I didn't really care for them, especially because I would always try it on this hand. And I don't like the way that looks. I don't like it. I don't like it when I'm writing. I don't like the feel of it. Okay. So I put this guy over here, but now I got this extra ring. Well, what the heck am I going to do? $623,000 worth of 1 week. That's great. Oh, with 1 week left. I thought you did it in 1 week. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money in a week. So then I slapped this guy over on the thumb. And then my ultimate goal is, like I said, this is a fitness ring, so it was ugly, but this finger was left open, and that was the only one I had open, so I put it on this one. And I don't care. I can tell people, when you're dating, you just go, oh, hey, I'm not married. I said at one point when I was single, when I first got single and started wearing a ring over there, I said to my therapist, I go, can I do that? Is it a thing? She goes, you can do anything you want. If you want to cock block yourself like that, I go, that's why you're my therapist. J. Tice Therapy, that's why you're my therapist. You're the therapist for me. But before I get off here, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. I want to make an infinity gauntlet. Okay, like Marvel. So I've got the redstone. Okay. I want them all in gold. So Julie, maybe you can help with this. I want all 4 rings to be gold. I want them all to be different shapes. Okay. I need an emerald. I need an amethyst, and I need a sapphire. I don't care about the topaz. But I want purple. I want green. I've got red. I need blue. Okay. So if you can help with that, you can find me gold rings. Okay. Because I like gold. Austin Powers, anybody? Gold member? I don't need the thumb on that side. I don't want the thumb. I don't want the thumb. I don't like it. At least I have not found a thumb ring that I like on that thumb. This thumb. All right, everybody. I got to shut this thing down. Thank you. Thank you for loving me and being a part of that. I'll send you pics, but you have minutes to respond. I get you. No, that makes sense. 9. Later, Tan. Tana, man. Bye, cat. Bye, everybody.